Hi, everybody. Welcome to last but not least event of this Global Entrepreneurship Week. Thank you, everyone that has been with us on this wonderful Sunday morning. My name is Blagica Eftimova. I'm the program coordinator of Startup Macedonia and for the Global Entrepreneurship Week. The Global Entrepreneurship Network is actually the world's largest network that operates projects and platforms in over 180 in 80 countries around the world and encourages the business development with a single goal, and that is setting up and running a businesses that is simple and accessible to anyone and everyone and everywhere. One of these famous initiatives that Global Entrepreneurship Network covers is the Global Entrepreneurship Week, and that was happening this whole week. And this is an initiative that is celebrated in more than 180 countries around the world, and it has over 20,000 partners that have events from around 40,000 events during this week, and with more than 10 million people watching. This week we had around 60 partners in Macedonia. We had more than 45, maybe even 50 events. I don't know the count yet. But it is our pleasure to close this Global Entrepreneurship Week with this kind of event, which is totally different than any others, and it's for the first time in Macedonia. Today here with us is Filip Stipancic, a passionate entrepreneur, Lean Startup evangelist, a mentor who is also a workshop facilitator, and he is experienced as a 4-time startup founder. He helps the companies run innovation and business processes more efficiently. He's also a founding board member of innovation agency called the Lean Startup Croatia. And he's here with us tonight to tell us more about Lean Startup Croatia, about the project TeamUp Live, and to see what we can get out of it. So Filip, nice being you here. So I can move the talking side to you. And if there is a question at any time, please feel free to write it in the chat or on Facebook, and we can address them properly. Filip?
Thank you, Blagica, very much, and good morning, everyone. It's a really pleasure to be part of this event. And although I'm actually also here in Skopje, we are meeting all online, but maybe hopefully we can also have a nice coffee afterwards. Thank you for the kind introduction, and I'm really looking forward for today's event. And maybe just for the start, I would give you a few words about TeamUp and the origins and why we do actually TeamUp events in Croatia, in the region, and now also here on the Global Entrepreneurship Week in Macedonia. I'll just briefly share a few slides, and I hope that you will see this giant logo which says TeamUp, and a few explanation words about it. So as in Macedonia, in Croatia, in the region, our startup ecosystem has been developing, has been growing, but despite that, we also think that we need to have more attempts. We need to have more successful projects, especially in the early stage. Very often there is a need to actually found a startup to have a good team, to find people who can realize this good project idea and bring it to the market. So we've decided to start running events like TeamUp Live to actually help startup founders find their collaborators, co-founders, employees, advisors, mentors, but all that free of charge, and by this support the whole ecosystem. So it's also a place where every innovator, developer, student, hustler, anybody who is interested to join a creative project can also find a spot for them and join this team to start providing their creative services or become a startup co-founder. We started doing TeamUp events back in 2017. It was in a nice club for students of computer science, their association and the club where they were hanging out. And back then, as there was no COVID, everything was in person. And these are just original images from the time when we had some of the very famous startups today, like MemGraph, Media Toolkit, and so on, who are successful in Croatia and have been also present in many European countries as scale-ups now. Later in 2021, since the whole pandemic happened, we decided to run TeamUp online. So this was actually an opportunity to reach more people, to have online events that can be done and facilitated for people all around the country, but also the region, and to actually invite all the startups who want to find their team members and have them a greater opportunity to be presented in front of the larger audience, which also was enabled by the remote work. So this whole, let's say, a situation created some new opportunities also for the teams, but for us as TeamUp organizers. Live pitch project opportunities are part of the TeamUp live events. So this is the opportunity to present the teams and present these vacancies and startup opportunities they have. But on the other hand, we also developed a platform, the TeamUp Online, where actually teams can open their positions and offer it to the wider audience, and anyone can apply. Currently, this is in Croatian, so I'm not sure if it would be useful for Macedonian startups, but I hope that one day we can actually put it into use for them as well. Yeah, let's skip the video, just not to mess with that. So this is just briefly about TeamUp and about the objectives of TeamUp. It's a non-profit project for the wider community, and this is also why we were very eager to support and have it within the Global Entrepreneurship Week here in Macedonia. This is everything I would like to share with you regarding our introduction, and I hope that you got the sense about the TeamUp and what can we expect today. So just briefly regarding our agenda, we are going to have a nice, interesting fireside chat with Elina Musovska from Slice, a successful startup, now more scale-up company, which operates outside of Macedonia, especially in the United States. This conversation should actually give us an opportunity to see how they've reached this point, how they understood the hiring process, and how this all works on that advanced level. After we finish our fireside chat, we can have 4 startup pitches. Today we have 4 very interesting startups: Generation Impact, we have Conceptiva, Howitzer, and AR Care. This is actually the line how they are going to pitch for us here. After their pitch, we can ask any questions or anything that we would be interested in. And at the end of the event, we have already opened the breakout rooms, so each team can address some specific questions or interests from the audience, if there is anybody who would like to join the team. So after we clear that out, our agenda and everything, I would like to say hello once again to Elina Musovska from Slice. Elina, welcome to our TeamUp event, TeamUp Live today on Global Entrepreneurship Week in Macedonia. And we are very much looking forward to hear more about Slice. If you agree, you might just give us an introduction for those who don't know what is Slice. Maybe it would be nice just to say a few words about that at the very beginning.
Yeah. Hi, everyone, and thank you for having me here. I'm thrilled to be joining this this conference call. I prepared a couple of slides so I can say a few words about slides, and then maybe we can continue with the talking about the hiring and everything else. So I'm the TA manager of Slice MK. I've been here for almost 2 years. I started right before the pandemic hit, so I got a glimpse of 2 or 3 months in the office work and everything else. Let me just present real briefly. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
How about now?
No.
Not yet, really? I have a share.
Try now. I think they enabled your permissions. Try again.
Okay, just a sec. Is everything okay now?
No, we don't see it.
No. So, but is your presentation already saying you're sharing?
Yes, everything is as I am regularly doing. How about now?
You don't have luck this Sunday, I guess, with the presentations.
You like to show me the presentation? Maybe I can share.
How to present from a startup perspective.
And then I'll try to maybe send the presentation to Kiko, and we can share that.
Yeah, give me just a second. Sorry, guys, I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. We are used to this kind of technical things, and it is the new normal. So
maybe it's about the version of the Zoom. But anyways, for those who don't know what Slice is, and I am also very much looking forward to hear more about it, I'm very sad that we don't have the offline event, because I would be sure that we are going to have some pizzas there, because Slice is all about pizza. And, they do actually support 16,000 independent pizzerias to use the modern tools, you know, so they can compete with giants like Domino's and companies like that. So I imagine they have a lot of pizzas in the office.
Actually, we do.
Yeah.
We do every Friday, and it was much fun when we were still in the office. Now we are in this hybrid work model. So some of our slicers still go to the office, some of us are working from home, and we are not enjoying as much as pizza as we want or as we are used to. But yeah.
So at the end, you might give us a recommendation. What are the best pizza places in Skopje, by your opinion?
Yeah, there are a lot of great places here for a pizza. I would definitely recommend the pizza truck in the park at the fountain.
Oh.
Maybe you've seen it. For me, that's the best pizza here.
Okay, sounds good. Now I see that your slides are ready. So let's see what's the good recipe for a slice of pizza.
Yeah. Thank you. Can we move to the basics, please, Kiko? Yeah, the next slide, please. 2-hour story. Yeah, okay. So definitely pizzas are part of our communities and are at the heart of our communities. We celebrate big birthdays, game days, family dinners, and many of our special moments are bettered by the incredible craftsmanships and secret family recipes and welcoming counters of pizzerias. Small pizza shops in the neighborhoods in the US are being threatened, and they're forced to compete against big chains whose deep pockets mean more tech for digital savvy customers and lower operating costs. How it began, our founder and CEO Ilir Sela saw these challenges firsthand in his family's pizzerias, and what he thought of and what his idea was to unite independent shops with the tools and economies of scale that power the big pizza chains. So Ilir launched My Pizza, that was the original name back then, in 2010, establishing a business model focused on loyalty and fair pricing while bringing shops together as a community. And since then, Slice has proved successful for many pizzerias, including his grandfather's and his uncle's pizzerias on the photo here, and 17,000 more. These principles continue to still drive us forward. Our mission is really to keep local thriving. And we are doing this by creating the largest network of passionate pizza makers in the world, enabled by an unparalleled digital ecosystem, a loved brand, and economies of scale that empower their shops. Local owners will easily operate for themselves, not by themselves, allowing them to become smarter, more efficient, and more profitable. They will enjoy their work, spend more time with their families, and create the best pizza imaginable. Because in the end, we are working together to deliver the best experience possible to pizza lovers everywhere. And we see this world and we want to make it happen. Why Macedonia most importantly? Because Ilir was doing it all by himself, and he needed help to grow Slice. He looked for his home in Debar to provide the passionate and dedicated employees we are known for today. Happy and proud to share that we have reached 800 people in Macedonia, and our offices are in 3 locations in Macedonia. So Debar, where it all started, and Ohrid, which started in 2014 with 3 account managers, and now we have over 250 employees over there. The Skopje office was the last open in 2019 with 13 new business account executives, aka sales, and now we have over 130 employees here. At the moment, we are looking for new locations because we are growing so much. We need bigger offices to fit our teams. These are the beginnings. Yeah, next slide, please. I found some photos from the offices in Debar and how it began. And they look like this internet cafes from back in the day when we used to meet. At least this is what they remind me of. And Butrint Sela, the general manager of Slice in MK, he shared an interesting story about how it began in MK and how he received a call from Ilir directly, and how Ilir conveyed his mission, his idea, and his vision about what he wanted to do. And Butrint really loved that idea, and he was so passionate about it, and he only knew that he wanted to be part of a successful American company, not really knowing when or how it would happen and it would start. So basically, he owned a computer, and he invited some friends to come who also own computers. And on the 2nd floor, this is actually the photo from his father's shop. This is where the first operations of Slice in Macedonia started. I would like to think of this moment reminds me of how the great startup founders all began. For example, Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs and all the other fantastic and amazing people who are still inspiring us today. So this is just a glimpse of the first office in Debar. the second one as well, a little improved version. We also have offices in Belfast, UK, Northern Ireland, which is the center of the tech scene in Northern Ireland. Slice's location is right at the center of the city. Belfast has strong ties to two top UK universities with talent in software engineering, data, and product specialties. And as part of the UK, Belfast has close links to New York City, London, and Ireland. Finally, our headquarters, where we are located in New York, in the heart of the Flatiron Building and 902 Broadway. It's home to more than 100 slicers in most areas of the business, as well as the executive team. We also have remote employees throughout the US in various cities and towns. Our story today is that we are empowering local pizzerias with tech, data, and marketing tools they need to compete with major pizza chains at costs that are fair. While doing so, we're building a network of independent pizzerias who can support each other and share knowledge. We've also created the world's largest marketplace dedicated to connecting today's digital-minded pizza lovers with authentic, independent pizzerias. Customers can easily order from their favorite mom-and-pop shop or find new and unique pies nearby, all while supporting local businesses. So from the global market share, as you can see, 150,000 pizzerias are on the market with a GMV of more than $140 billion. From that slice, the US pizza market is 75,000 pizzerias and 46 billion in GMV. Slice has only one portion of it, so 17,000 pizzerias at the moment, but we are only just getting started. To enable this amazing growth of the pizza shops, we created teams who thrive in high energy and fast-paced environments, who punch above their weight and prioritize outcomes over effort to drive results. We are performance-driven culture, and in return, we reward our employees with opportunities for growth and progression. We recently revised our core values, so in 2020, and we've established 5 core values that we really rely on. And when we are selecting and hiring people, we are strongly focused that the next slicer would have all these core values. So we are driven by always deliver for our customers, work with purpose, be tenacious, win together, and welcome everyone. We also revised our employee value proposition, or EVP. And here it goes. So Slice is a tech company keeping tradition alive while starting a few of our own. We give independent pizzerias the technology and tools to succeed in a changing and competitive world. Our mission to keep local thriving takes a global team, working tirelessly without borders or boundaries. We tackle challenges, we collaborate, we persevere, and we celebrate our successes together. That's a tradition we are proud of. As a company, we value big ideas and bold goals. We welcome everyone and are stronger because we've got each other, our own unique backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, but work as one. Performance-driven and dedicated to professional development, we are growing fast and we're growing together. And I'm sharing a glimpse of what we are offering. That's being in a cross-functional teams and workflow between all our global offices. So global and diverse workforce. We follow COVID protocols at the moment, so we are working with a hybrid type of model. So some of us are working from the comfort of our homes, other ones are going to the office. Some of us are working remotely. So the important thing is that we provide many options for our slicers and lots of flexibility. We have an amazing onboarding experience. We provide customers customized English classes. We provide working alongside enthusiastic, ambitious, and hardworking slicers. And we also have an internal mobility, employee mobility, and career growth for our employees. So this is just a glimpse of what we offer, and all of our open roles are presented so for MK on our website, slice.mk, and the global website for US and Belfast, it's slicelife.com. That would be just a little something for Slice and a little overview of how it began and where we are going next. Thank you.
Wow, Lina, thank you. Just tell me, where do we write the check? This sounds awesome.
You said you were in Skopje, right?
Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much for this overview and nice story. I didn't do the math right. So how many people do actually work at Slice in the whole company and in every city, every territory?
At the moment, we are 941.
Wow. Okay.
The largest portion is in MK, around 800 people. So the operations are here. And then Belfast, around 60, and New York, the rest. Just a bit north of 140, I believe.
Okay. And what is the largest team?
I would say two largest teams, both in MK. So our focus here are the operations. So customer support, order processing representatives, account management, sales. I would say those are like the largest teams in Macedonia and globally.
Well, since we have 4 startup founders with very interesting and perspective concepts, I think it would be valuable, and they are also looking for getting some new team members, but in very early stage, considering the Slice and your size. I think it would be very valuable if we could share some advice or some good know-how, how to approach this talent acquisition, but also how to think about growing your team. So since you're an expert in the area, I would maybe stream a bit this conversation into that direction. And you've also presented a lot about Slice, so it might be nice to hear more about those specific things. Also, if anybody else has a question, just feel free to write it in the chat, and then we'll make sure to ask Lina about it as well. I mean, for me, it's the first question from the position of a startup or a startup founder would be, when is the right time to hire? When do you know that you need to hire somebody? What is your opinion about that? How do you think when you decide to hire somebody in Slice? What is the process?
Well, during from the early beginnings of Slice and how it started with those reps and where we are here at the moment. For example, for 2021, we had a headcount and we aim to hire around 400 people globally. This is because our business is growing so fast, and during COVID last year, we've especially experienced a lot of growth. Company, shops, people. So basically, we are following the needs of the shops and how the shops are developing. So as many shops, as many people to hire, depending on the needs of the shops, and because we are enabling them with a lot of tools, as I mentioned. So both from tech perspective, marketing, data, hiring, and everything else, menus. So we have a lot of open positions, and depending on the growth of those shops, we are deciding whether to hire, how many people to hire. There are some constant hiring processes that we follow, and those in terms of that we would always need certain types of roles and positions throughout the year. So for example, For sales, inside sales, we have classes like every 2 months, where we are hiring around approximately 10 people who would join the team, and that's the fastest growing team that we have. For post sales and operations, we also have classes in 3 months, depending on the needs, between 10 and 20 people. The majority of the roles that we are hiring for in Macedonia are consumer sales and post sales. So between 100 and 200 people, with backfills included. And then the other large portion would be engineers. So software engineers, Python, mobile, you name it.
Right. So maybe just to sum up and reframe, if this is correct way to approach it, it seems that you are actually hiring where the customer needs the value. So that means that who can provide the value for the customer, then you hire those people. So it's very much customer focused, right? This might be a good guideline.
Yeah, both. Excellent. I would say both sides.
Yeah, and how do you actually know what is the right position you need to hire for, and how flexible is this? But I'm more asking this from the perspective of earlier stage startup, maybe not for a company as big as Slice, because you guys already have probably a pretty clear organizational hierarchy and job descriptions, and you have like a big machine. But considering there is a small team, like team of maybe 3 to 5 people in a startup, how do they know what is the right position, and who do they need to hire for?
Well, that was back in the day, so I wouldn't be like entirely sure to share a direct experience from that early stage. But the conversations that I had, and from what I know from both Ilir and Butrin, and everyone that were involved in the first teams of Slice, at least here in Macedonia, the greatest challenge and reward for them was creating our teams from scratch with no previous experience. And but I know they sought individuals who believed in our vision and trusted us, and the way we discovered an untapped potential in MK, who then can be trained with customized trainings and onboarded properly, could compete with the global workforce, I would say. So the only requirement back then, and still today for many of the roles, was the English language, the knowledge of the English language, and everything else was trainable. I would imagine the first roles were directly linked to the menus of the pizza shops. So those were the roles that were initially hired for.
Right, and in the onboarding process, is there something about the onboarding process you guys have today which has made this hiring process more efficient?
Well, we've constantly like revised and updated our onboarding process, just so that every new Slicer has a really great start at Slice. So we want to make sure that, for example, 2 years ago, when we had a class or we had a deadline for a hiring, and that was tightly linked to the classes, we were hiring till the last day when the class started. Afterwards, we revised the process. So we had 2 weeks for onboarding. So we can send welcome emails to everyone. So we can send the swag so people can come and have their contract signed, have their equipment ready, and have enough time to prepare everything set. So the first day should be a very enjoyable experience. We also have, for those types of classes, they're a little bit different because we have like a special ceremony. We call them naming ceremony. So they would have to choose like different types of activities on their first day of training. So it's really like an interesting onboarding experience for them.
Okay, great. Blank asks a question regarding, since you grow so much in the pandemic and remote work is work from home still a policy of Slice, do you plan to have some big office in Macedonia that will have 700 to 800 people or employees?
I don't know if we can fit everyone in one huge office. We are definitely looking for new offices in Skopje. So that's on the list, and maybe another location in Ohrid as an addition to the already existing office, but not as big, so we can fit everyone together.
Right. And considering your experience as a talent acquisition manager, what would be the advice for early stage teams, how to actually find good talent? I mean, I know that you don't want to give them your best tips, as you need to keep them for yourselves, but from their perspective, what would be the best way to find people and make them join their team?
Yeah, so I would imagine that it's different from a startup point of experience, and I'm only here for like 2 years. So when Slice really grew and we had a lot of people, so I would imagine that it's different. I know that the advice from everyone I have worked with and the people here at Slice is to just begin and to start finding people, to start the conversations. The most important thing, even for our hiring process, and I believe that's also applicable for startup, even with so few people, to find people who have the same mindset as you have, who are equally passionate. And I still hang on to this philosophy. Every skill set can be trained. English language can be learned. IT skills can be learned as well. But you need people, and now I think it's even more easier to find because we are so connected via various channels, whether that's social media, whether that's LinkedIn, whether there are various platforms, NGOs, different hubs for young people. So there are a lot of places, depending of the startup, where someone can find, for example, people who can join them. So through many different ways, really I'm saying now it's easier than I would imagine it was like 10 years ago when Slice was starting, and we didn't have the tools that we have today to make it easier to find. So that would be my advice, definitely, to seek when we are thinking, for example, when I'm approaching from my perspective, what is the talent pool out there? Who are the people that we are looking for? So we are designing the candidate persona for each department, for each of the roles. Who are the people that we want to talk to, right? Who are the people that we want to join in our company? How are they look for? How are they look? Where do they live? What type of music do they like? What type of events do they follow? What are their social media habits? What do they like and seek in a company and from employer? We are talking about different types of generations, right? The millennials, the Generation Z. So learning about the talent pool, about the market, about the people out there would help you be more prepared and knowledgeable about the people you would like to hire for your startup.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lina, for your opinion and for participating, sharing all this nice information about Slice and valuable advice. As our time has slowly passed, we should wrap up this conversation and then try invite our teams to listen what do they do and who they need to fulfill this mission they are on. Thank you, Lina, and wish you a lot of success in Slice, and have some nice pizza time again. And I will make sure to go to this pizza truck in the park. It's on my list.
Thank you, Philip, for having me and for driving the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. So, as you guys know, we have 4 startups that are going to pitch their vacancies, and first of them is going to be Generation Impact, the team who is developing a platform for global impact trips and initiatives through which you can make a positive impact in local communities while contributing to the economic growth and sustainable living. Today we have Eva from Generation Impact, who is going to pitch before she goes to sleep because it's very late there. Eva, here you go.
Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and share the screen.
Yep.
Okay. I want to move you guys to the side. There we go. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Uh-oh. 1 second. Okay, we got it. In the last 5 years, there has been an increase in searching the word impact. Online impact tourism has been growing significantly. As a matter of fact, Tourism Care Survey indicated that 84% of millennials, 68% of Gen Xers, and 51% of baby boomers would travel to volunteer. People are looking for ways to make an impact, but are not always quite sure where or how to look for it. This was the very same challenge I had. And it wasn't until I started traveling more, meeting local people, learning about their stories that made me realize how much impact there is to be made. So in Colombia, I started helping the local vendor by teaching him how to utilize technology to increase his sales. I taught sports to children in poor villages in Mexico, where I'd find myself late o'clock at night searching for local organizations and ways I could help. And this is how Generation Impact was born. Generation Impact is an online platform for global trips and initiatives through which you can make positive impact in local communities while culturally immersing yourself and still have a vacation experience. It's simple. You pick your destination, you meet your local ambassador or organization, you pay the booking fee, and bam, you are ready to impact. We have already started to build an incredible community through our live events and impact trips to date. And we have a successful track record. Speaking of which, the last year alone, we've been able to complete over 20 impact initiatives, set our foot in 4 different countries, elevate 5 businesses, and uplift over 1,000 underprivileged individuals. And because of our successful last year, during a pandemic, we know that we can accelerate our growth in the next 18 months to where we have 100 impact trips for an average of $50 booking fee and a $50,000 revenue. Best part of all this, we're going to uplift over 5,000 underprivileged. And with our work, we are directly contributing to the economic growth of local communities through job creation and sustainable living. And we see that companies are becoming more socially conscious, so we're getting ready to offer corporate philanthropic consulting, as well as corporate impact trips designed specifically based on the company's interest. And let's not forget about our big annual gala event, where we plan to have experts come in and speak on the topics of philanthropy, as well as rewards for the most impactful Generation Impact individuals. In order to do this, we're looking for 100K going mainly towards our team expansion as well as marketing. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for this culturally diverse, powerhouse, female-led team that brings sustainability, leadership, and consulting skills to the table, and who have dedicated their lives to making this world a better place. And as we are looking for team expansion, we are needed of a support when in our tech sector, content developer, as well as website manager. And if you connect with our vision, we invite you to ask any questions and join our team. My name is Eva Velkovska. I'm a founder of Generation Impact, and I invite you to be a Generation Impact with us. Thank you.
Oh, well done, Eva. Excellent pitch. Thank you very much for presenting. It's a worthwhile mission, and I'm actually going to look at your opportunities at the website just after we finish the meeting. So you are actually having a platform, as you said, so it's kind of something with tech, let's call it tech platform. You need somebody to develop that, a tech guru, right?
Yes, so we are
Is that what
currently
you're searching for?
Yeah, so we currently have our website, but we are currently in a transition to an entirely new platform. So we will be putting all of our upcoming impact trips for 2022 in the next 2 weeks as we're transitioning in the entirely new platform. So yeah, we're needing a little bit of support when it comes to the tech sector, you know, the content developing, and as well as the website developing and management of it. So.
And on this tech side, this tech side, it's to develop the platform, or this is outsourced and you just need somebody to, overview the process and make sure it's all audited as expected.
We are looking for somebody that could basically full-time take into it for right now. We have few people that are currently helping on it, but there's definitely a lot more work in it. So we're always looking for support in that sector, because we have a lot of other skills, but the least amount of skills in the tech sector, which is why we would need the most support in that.
Right. Right. Is there a technology that this person is supposed to master or should have background in?
Again, like, I'm not an entire pro when it comes to tech, but I should probably actually talk to my small team over here, and they would be able to answer that question a little bit better as far as the exact skills. But I'll be also happy to follow up with that.
Yeah, I'm just asking because it's going to be easier for you to find somebody if you can define what kind of knowledge and experience this person needs to have within the tech space, because there is a lot of different technical necessities for this kind of platform.
Right. Right now we're using
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. If you like to add anything. Okay, thank you very much, Eva, and thank you for presenting Generation Impact. So once again, they are looking for a tech guru or a tech person who can help them in their new platform development, but also a content developer and person in marketing. Next team is Conceptiva. They are working at the intersection of education and technology with the mission to enable people to learn effectively. So with their gamified micro-learning app Coach, they help large companies prepare and deliver effective training, and it makes sure knowledge sticks and provides in-depth real-time insights about the knowledge status of their employees while keeping them improved with every game. Kalina is here with us, and she is going to present Conceptiva, and I am listening very carefully because this.
Thank you, Philip, for the intro. So a little bit of info about myself. My name is Kalina Trajanoska. I'm the co-founder of Conceptiva. I have a background in computer science and software engineering. And together with my co-founder, Alexander, and our team, we're working on Coach. I'm just going to share my screen right now. Yeah, so as Philip said, Coach is a EdTech and HR tech platform that makes knowledge stick. The main problem that we're addressing is that companies treat training as a one-off event. They think that if an employee completes a training, that he will have all that knowledge forever. But the reality is different because our brains aren't really made to remember everything. In fact, we forget more than 70% of newly acquired knowledge after only 2 weeks. In cognitive psychology, this problem or this phenomena is known as the forgetting curve. especially technical product specifications for different industries such as consumer electronics or the auto industry is oftentimes the ones who are most forgotten, and that can cause real problem in the performance of salespeople. These knowledge gaps can cause missed sales opportunities, and in this way, salespeople provide a bad customer experience because they don't really know all of the technical specifications. So the way that we fix this problem is that we treat training not as a one-off event, but as a continuous process of improvement. With our app, employees get access to interactive games where they get asked questions from their training. We have also a personalization algorithm that makes sure that every employee focuses on his weak points and improves over time. In this way, we're fighting the forgetting curve with short, personalized training sessions that spike the knowledge retention. We use scientific methods such as spaced repetition to strengthen the knowledge and make sure it doesn't fade away as fast. Finally, management can see real information about the current knowledge of their employees and see how they can improve it over time. Right now, we have a few open positions. So to give you a bit of info about our status, the mobile application is developed and we're going to launch soon with our first pilot projects. We have 8 different games developed and we will be developing more in the future. We're in the last, let's say, sprints of working on our admin panel. And in the future, we plan very interesting features with machine learning and artificial intelligence. Right now, we need a few people to strengthen our team. One sales representative that's going to help us build out leads, and that's going to help us present, coach, and sell it to big corporations. Just to let you know, our target market is basically outside of Macedonia. Our ideal companies are located in the US, but we plan to start locally and then grow from here. So for that, we're also going to need marketing resources or growth hackers. It's especially valuable for us if these people have a mindset of, finding out different ways on how to do it better, faster. We actually use Howitzer's tool, the startup that's gonna present later, and we found great results with that. So the marketing resources will need to find even more creative solutions on how to reach our target group. We need 2 growth hackers. Then we need 1 full stack developer. We already have developers, but we want to strengthen the team. The technologies we work with are React and Java Spring Boot. And then we also need 1 Unity developer to continue building out our game portfolio. So those are our technologies. But please let me know if you find this idea interesting and if you want to join our team, but you don't find yourself in these positions. We're constantly looking for new people in other areas as well to join our team and to help us deliver our vision of helping people learn more effectively. You can reach out to me on this email if you would like to send some materials, your portfolio, your CV. But of course, this TeamUp event is a great place to connect with us in the breakout rooms, ask any questions so we can further then move along the process. Thank you so much. Our website is getcoach.app if you want to see more. That's all from me.
Great. Thank you very much, Kalina. Maybe give us an example of a game and how this actually improves some educational experience. Maybe some simple example. I would really like to hear it.
Yes, yes. Our games are actually content-based games. So you aren't, let's say, a character in a 3D world, but the games are kind of like, you can imagine them as interactive quizzes, but they all have game elements like leveling up and asking you to basically either sort certain elements or select the correct answer or type in the answer and so on. So these games all are versatile and cover different types of materials. So some games are visual, you need to compare two images or two entities by a certain criteria. They can be textual and so on, which gives the companies a big opportunity to adjust it to their content. So an example of a game would be, let's say, if you're training an employee in a telecom company, a big question, I mean, a frequently asked question they get is, for example, for TV packages. So which channels are included in a certain TV package? That's a question a lot of telecom employees get asked, but don't always know. So, for example, a game that could help with that is the game Sorted, where you get these TV channels like cards that you need to sort in the correct TV package in the correct category. So whenever the employee gets a certain answer correct, the game gives him points and positive feedback. But when he gets an answer wrong, the game actually shows him the correct answer. So in this way, he learns. With each interaction, with each mistake, he's using that opportunity to learn and to fill in his knowledge gaps. And after the games, from his incorrect answers, coach figures out where he went wrong and gives him reading materials to fill those knowledge gaps in. In this way, there is that continuity of learning. I hope that makes it clear.
Yes, yes. That's quite clear. So it means that actually for each client, you need to make a setup of all the games and the learning content.
Yes, the content is specific for each company, but we provide tools to automate that process of making questions. There are two ways. The client or the company can fill in this content themselves independently in the admin panel. We have made this visual templates, easy question builder, but we're also working on advanced features like content blocks, which are gonna enable companies to automatically create questions fitting for our games from their data. So they organize it in tables, and then with a few clicks, our system pulls from those tables and makes questions which is gonna speed up the process a lot.
Right. Okay. Maybe just for.
I'm sorry, I'm losing you. You got muted.
Sorry. Maybe just you can briefly repeat the 5 open positions because I couldn't remember all of them.
Yes.
And what can you offer? What's the offering there?
Yes, so we need sales representatives. It's a B2B business, so they need to be comfortable with that. Sales, marketing, a full stack developer, React and Java Spring Boot, and 1 game developer with Unity. So those are, let's say, the 4 different profiles, but we have actually 5 open positions because we will hire 2 marketing resources. What we offer is a very dynamic environment, the opportunity to join this coach journey in the early stages, since we're still, let's say, I would say in the early stages, and be a part of a team that where you can make a big impact and learn a lot from your colleagues. Of course, a good competitive salary and the opportunity to make your personal impact in this product, in this company.
Great. Thank you very much, Carolina. Sorry.
I just wanted to mention that right now during COVID, we are working also in a hybrid model. So We are definitely exploring options on how to best manage the team as they would like it. So we definitely have we're open-minded regarding working from home and stuff like that.
Perfect. So remote work is okay, and then anybody can actually join your team. Perfect. Thank you, Kalina, once again from Conceptiva to present us your coach app. Our next team today is Howitzer, the first direct marketing tool for Reddit, made for entrepreneurs, startups, and growth hackers. It allows you to find your potential leads on Reddit and send personalized Reddit direct messages and chats at scale with a very big response rate. Today here with us is Nikolai Velkovsky from Howitzer. So please, Nikolai, you can present.
Thank you for the introduction, Philip. So hi, everyone. I'm Nikolai Velkovsky. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Howitzer. And it's a pleasure to present to you today's TeamUp event. I'm going to share my screen. Is it all good now?
Yeah.
Can you see the slides? Okay. So first of all, Howitzer is our UVP or our motto is Reddit marketing made easy. And if you want further conversation with me, you can message me. You can email me at this email here, or we can talk in the breakout rooms. So first, as Philip said, Howitzer is the first direct marketing tool for Reddit, made for early stage startups, growth hackers, and crypto/NFT companies. So here are some bullet points here. First of all, we have a huge response rate. We generate huge response rate of 40 to 45%. One of our goals is that we made $2,000 MRR just in the first month, just in the first 30 days since launch. And the market potential here is around $2 billion. So first, let's talk a little bit about the potential of Reddit so we can get to why we created Howitzer and how everything is structured. So Reddit is growing like crazy. There's subreddit for nearly anything. There are 150,000 different daily active subreddits. So there are this huge number of niches out there. And also Reddit Reddit users are open for new and valuable things. So also they have huge how do we call it, money power or buying power. So that makes Reddit entrepreneurs Garden of Eden. So Reddit has 500 million monthly active users and is growing. They generate around 300 million posts per year and more than 2 billion comments per year. So the problems we are solving is that Reddit is ineffective for advertising. Reddit ads are ineffective because of the ad blocking. Organic growth is extremely slow and extremely energy consuming. Like you need to create Reddit profile, you need to comment, you need to grow your community organically. And if you try to post or comment somewhere, it's definitely that your post or comments are getting banned. So this was our problem, and this is why we started with Howitzer. Pre-Howitzer, we were building our own mobile application, and we wanted to advertise it on Reddit. First tried with Reddit ads, it was unsuccessful. Tried with posting and commenting. We got this nice little banner you see here that your post was removed by the moderators, and later the accounts got suspended by the Reddit moderators. So that's why we had to think out of the box and to make Reddit marketing actually doable. So that's why we created Howitzer, which is the first marketing tool for Reddit that enables you to find potential leads on Reddit and send personalized Reddit DMS at scale with the average response rate of 40 to 45%. So here's the process. You just sign in to the platform, howitzer.co. You target your ideal customers on Reddit. You specify keywords and subreddits. Then we extract those users for you from all around the Reddit. Then you can send personalized direct messages to initiate like cold emails or cold calls, and then you convert them through conversations, which has huge response rate and results in instant growth. We have seen results only 1 hour after the usage. So to make a little comparison between Howitzer and the other advertising channels, you can understand it better. If we compare the response rate, so far the LinkedIn automation and LinkedIn outreach was the god of the response rate with 10 to 20% response rate, but Howitzer and Reddit somehow tops it, and tops it because it's a fresh acquisition channel, and the users aren't used to getting so many marketing messages. Also, let's see from the market perspective. Our target users, as I mentioned, are early stage startups, growth hackers, and crypto NFT projects. So the thing is, the market somehow positioned because the startup trend is growing. There are more and more startups, especially in the early stage, that want to advertise somewhere. So we are offering them cheap way to get a really fast ROI and to get the conversions, the idea validation, and the first batch of users. Let's call it like that. Sorry, Bieber. Also, the blockchain thing is growing like crazy. You can see only in 2021 it's growing extremely well. In the first quarter, it was less than 3 billions. Now it's less than 5 billions. So the trend is here. And also Reddit recently raised Series F and raised the company was evaluated at $10 billion, and they're onboarding new 500 million crypto users. So Reddit is friendly in this aspect. And also, as I mentioned, the market somehow positioned itself for us. The no-code bubble ended. Apple did a move on Facebook, and you cannot have that efficiency with Facebook ads anymore. Reddit also raised its Series F, so it started growing. The trend of crypto and NFT startups started growing like crazy, and all of them are utilizing Reddit and Discord as outreach channels because it's banned on most of the channels out there. And also, as you can see, because of the Facebook move, Google Ads increased their pricing significantly. So the early stage startups cannot find any ways to advertise for for less money like previously. The NFTs don't know where to advertise, and Reddit is the hub that somehow connects the two segments. Also, how it's raised pre-seed investment 6 months after our launch, and we raised $500,000. After that, we grew our team to 9 people. There are 4 engineers, 3 developers, and 1 data science. We have 4 growth people and 1 growth consultant who is also a content writer and is working remotely, like in a consultant fashion. And the milestone for the next 12 months is to grow to 2,000 monthly users, which translates in 200 to 300 MRR. This is in USD, considering our current statistics. And for that, we are looking for a head of growth who can help us grow to 1,000 to 2,000 users in 12 months. For this head of growth, how we imagine this person. First of all, this person must be a full-time employee. We're not interested in consultants. Ideally, this person would be someone who has already worked with SaaS and already has walked our journey and knows all the basic mistakes, how we should do this and how we can provide something. And we offer the full package for this, salary plus equity. Thank you very much. And if you want to apply, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. And sorry for the Viber messages.
Well done, Nicola. I know some people you would need, but they're already busy. We'll figure it out. Maybe there is somebody to recommend. This is a very exciting story. Is it a secret, or you can share what is the current MRR? The current MRR is something below 10K. We still aren't profitable with the team expansion. So but we haven't really kickstarted the growth thing. Excellent. Considering that, I mean, all of those networks are, or let's say social medias are, open to change their procedures, rules, and change stuff without any real announcement. Are you, let's say, prepared that Reddit might also introduce some changes which might affect how it's?
Yeah, we have thought of this like a lot, especially what if Reddit decides to reduces the limits of Reddit DMS, or cuts the Reddit DMS, or cuts the Reddit chat and stuff like that. So that's why we are utilizing the other channel like Reddit chat that works alongside Reddit DMS. And we recently changed our infrastructure to make it easier for us to be okay with those limits by providing accounts in the background and serializing the work between all those, let's call them background workers. So yeah, we have thought about this, and also we have talked and thought about moving to other platforms too, like prototyping other solutions for Discord, Slack, Clubhouse, Twitter, that we can utilize in the same fashion. So yeah, we are completely aware of this. Yeah.
There are other local discussion forums, on some local languages that might also be a good target audience for some companies. So
yeah, like Mastodon
to scale, but yeah,
completely
different forums for special things for like cars or tech or whatever. Nicola, thank you very much. Maybe for just the end, Howitzer, how did you get this name? Is there a story behind it?
Yeah, well, when I bootstrapped the idea, when I prototyped it, I created a landing page and just put it out in the blue and said we are launching in 30 days, just to collect emails and validate the idea. And I didn't have a name, and I was like thinking about it and watching the series Suits on Netflix with the lawyers, and there was a line from one lawyer, Samantha. She was like, "You're coming to me with a handgun. I have Howitzer ready for you." I was like, Howitzer. I like the name. Just put the name. It was a code name for the project, and yeah, it continued. We didn't change it.
Right. Nice. It has a good story. Thank you, Nicola, once again, and I wish you all the best in finding this team member to help you grow, and hope you can meet these goals within a year and even maybe sooner.
Thank you very much.
And our last team today, I hope that Gorian is still here and ready from AirCare. So AirCare is a web and mobile app that uses open air quality data to help you visually know what you breathe at any time. By utilizing AirCare with 500,000 downloads as a simple mobile app, people have grown aware about the quality of the air around them. Governments have implemented greener policies, and corporate has started thinking of ways to reduce their impact. So, Gorian, please tell us, how can you help us fight climate change?
Right. Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I was outside right now. I was taking a walk. And of course, you need more of this in the future, because if air pollution is going to keep being this bad, we have to get used to these. But yes, my name is Gorian, and I'll give you a short sum up story of what AirCare is. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 people in the world are exposed to air pollution over safe limits, and 7 million will die this year alone due to pollution exposure. These are terrible numbers, and we know them because this is actually a picture of my home city of Skopje. During winter, I can assure you the city is there, but you just can't see it because of what we used to call the smelly fog, but it turns out to be smog. So we looked at the consequences of living in a polluted area, and apart from the terrible health effects that it has on you, citizens have to pay more every year to stay protected by buying masks or air purifiers. Insurance companies have to pay 40% more on hospital bills because you're more susceptible to getting sick. And the impact that air pollution has on businesses is around 50% compared to COVID. And remember, air pollution will come back every single year. And because we believe being informed is the first step towards the solution, is why we created AirCare. AirCare is a very simple mobile app that tracks air pollution through an understandable and easy to use interface. The way that it works is we look for open air quality sensors that might belong to your government, volunteers like you and me, and even satellite data from the European Space Agency. And we put it all together in an app that in the palm of your hand tells you exactly what you're breathing. I was a student back in the day in 2015, and I started this as a pet project in order to teach myself how to make apps. I did not expect that by 2021, we would reach 1.8 million unique users with the app and web platforms. And hopefully by 2023, we're aiming for 7 million people using AirCare as a platform as we continue our launch throughout the world, especially in the US and Asia. We're not the first ones to come up with the concept of tracking air pollution. That's very much true. But when we compare ourselves to our competitors, and some of them very, very big competitors, we realize that both the community and the data sources aspect is where we excel. Because the biggest competitor that we have sees this in Skopje. Air pollution, red, sure, but this is what we see. We're able to pinpoint exactly where air pollution is coming from and help both local governments and activists take action. And we looked at our impact as well, because we are a social enterprise. We try to give back to the community, because through aggregating all this raw pollution data and creating a very simple, accessible, and visualized format, we have three outcomes, which you mentioned in the start. We have government action, where we have more green policies and subsidies being introduced, and that's kind of members of parliament waving screenshots of AirCare. We have raised public awareness through protests in major cities, and that's me in front of the government building. And we even have corporate action where big polluters are being upgraded with filters in order to stop their emissions of poison gases in the air. All of this does lead to clean air and saved money. And if we look at the charts of air pollution in North Macedonia, very slowly but surely we have a decline of air pollution since the launch of AirCare. Now you can take my word for it, or you can look in 100+ media mentions from Forbes, Google, NASA, BBC, the UN. We even have our own TED Talk. And if you understand Japanese, even in the Heaps article, they talk about AirCare. We have over 20 awards on an international and national level, including those from the United Nations. Currently, we're into the B2C model. We make around 8K monthly recurring revenue, and we are profitable from that, from pro subscriptions, green ads, and product placements in the app. But what we want to do is expand into the B2B sector. We already work with Blue Air and Daikin, like some of these companies that produce air purifiers. They use our mobile ad platform to help earn more money by reaching their exact audience that is interested in their products. But we want to further our B2B customers with insurance companies and helping them make smarter policies through historical air pollution data that we have, TV stations to get more viewers via richer data for air pollution forecast, and weather apps that you have on your phone will gain more users through real-time pollution data that we can provide. We're currently live in 45 countries around the world, US being our biggest market, but we want to go to 150 that are facing air pollution issues as we speak. We plan on doing this in 3 segments, focusing on the Americas and on Asia going throughout 2023. Before I end this, I want to leave you with some real user reviews, and these are direct from App Store reviews that people have left. They say that AirCare is a godsend, that is indispensable, really trustworthy, has not let them down, and that they rely on our accurate air quality readings to know if they can leave their home. My name is Gorian. I'm the founder and CEO of AirCare. I quit my job at Booking.com in Amsterdam, moved back to Skopje to focus full-time on this. Together with Dragan and Elena, we make the team of AirCare with over 30 years of combined experience. So let's save the world together. We're looking for someone that knows marketing or growth hacking to help us expand, because we are a more tech-savvy focused team. So we need someone to help not only us that we click boost post on Facebook and hope for the best, but someone that actually knows a marketing strategy that can help us conquer more markets, and someone that understands sales better so they can reach out to potential B2B customers and we can make great deals going forward using all of this air quality data that we have collected throughout the years. At the end, I do invite you to be part of the solution to pollution. Download AirCare and join our team. Thank you.
Brilliant. Wow, excellent. I'm just downloading the app right now. Let's see how this works. Very interested in that. In this last 2 years, do you think the masks that we are wearing as often as we need to are helping us in this fight against air pollution, or not really?
I think there might actually be causing a reverse effect, because what I've noticed, and even from my own self, when we go into crowded areas inside, right, we have to wear these masks to stay protected from COVID. And then when we leave and go outside where there's air pollution, we are already sick of these masks. Our ears start hurting because we wear it all the time. So we're like, you know what, I'm not going to wear this. And suddenly we're exposed to more and more air pollution as we are outside. So this is, I think, a bigger problem. And we have to understand that unless we start doing something serious about air pollution, we simply will not be able to handle the world in 10, 20, 50, 100 years going forward. And this is kind of one of the reasons why Air Care is different from all the other apps. When I mentioned communities, we don't stop at informing you about air pollution. That's the first of 3 pillars. We want to help educate you about where air pollution is coming from and what health effects it has, and then empower you by connecting you to local NGOs, workshops, organizations, protests, where you as a user can now get involved and start contributing towards the fight for clean air. So it's a whole movement which we hope to accelerate forward.
Considering this comparison between you and the competition, they have this, let's say, wide general overview of the territory, and you have those real spots where the air pollution is coming from. How do you actually get those? How do you get this information?
Very hard work. It involves very hard work. We have to implement every single sensor network that we find. Might that be volunteer sensor networks? Might that be government ones? Everyone working on their own way with their own type of APIs, or even like some governments that just post a little table on a website that we have to scrape manually, and well, not manually, but we have to scrape that data every hour. So it is a lot of laborious work. But what we have done now is we've taken all of this data, generalized it in one single format that now any company that wishes to use all of this rich data we have can do it in a single format from a single API call without having to bother trying to find this data all over the place. So we've kind of aggregated it into one aspect.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gorjan, for presenting. And I really like this, what you're doing and the impact you are creating. And the apps here, I will make sure to explore it and recommend to other people as well. A lot of success in future. Okay, well, since we've heard all of the 4 startups today, I'm actually sorry that we don't have more, because those 4 are excellent, and the things that you guys are doing are so different but so impactful, and on such high level that I would really like to hear some more. Hope that we are going to have another opportunity to do that in future, but by then we will need to wrap up for today and have the rest of the weekend to have some rest. If Blagica wants to, yeah, here you are.
Yes, I'm here. So yeah, definitely we are going to finish this official part and the live on Facebook in a bit, and then but we can stay here. Maybe Alexander and Victoria that are here with us can share whether they want to. They have the skills and they have the profile that is being connected with those profiles that you mentioned, Kalina, Iva, Gorjan, and Nicola. Yes, this event, 4 startups pitch their businesses and their open positions for being part of their team. And additionally, we also heard from Ilina from Slice about how the team was formed and about what are the challenges in the whole process of forming a team and expanding from startup to scale up. Definitely, it's a really great event, and it's really great project to have a TeamUp live like this. Hopefully, we will have a much more now that we are familiar with the concept. Thank you, Philip, for bringing this kind of initiative in Global Entrepreneurship Week, and with this, I hopefully we will have much easier journey for the startups to find their colleagues and maybe even their co-founders. So it's a really great idea. I would not brag much. I just want to thank you all for being part of this event. I want to thank you all as well for being part of the Global Entrepreneurship Week. And as I mentioned, this is the last event that we are closing the Global Entrepreneurship Week. Hopefully you enjoyed with our fruitful agenda, and you can, if you didn't have a chance to look through the other events that that passed this week, you can always do that on our social media, and you can see the Facebook Live that we have from the other events. And with this, I would like to thank Philip as well, and Lean Startup Croatia for being a part of the GEF 2021. And hopefully we will see you in the next year as well. And with this, I would like to thank you, the wider audience and the Facebook audience that is watching us, for being here and for supporting us during this week. So this is from our part. I don't know, Philip, if you want just to say also bye-bye to everyone. But from me, thank you, and see you next year.
Yes, it was a pleasure participating, and really encourage all of you to continue the work, because these startups are excellent, and hope that those in the audience might fit on some of the positions and actually help you grow further and develop these things even further. Thank you guys for hosting. Thank you for having us as a part of this great week, and a lot of success for Startup Macedonia and the ecosystem here. And let's hope that we can have this event another time, maybe in some nice venue, and eat pizzas from Slice, and see all the demos of the products that you guys are doing. Have a nice Sunday, and if there are people who would like to connect directly with the startups, then the best would be to utilize our breakout rooms.